Lanekka Wright, who's from Bonton, who's been around our program for well over 10 years.
Yes.
Life in Bonton hadn't always been easy, right?
No, 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 no.
So imagine 12 years ago, or 14 years ago when Darren Babcock moved to Bonton. What do you remember first?
It wasn't none of what it is now. We couldn't get pizza. We couldn't get Ubers. And we sure didn't have a restaurant.
To have a restaurant.
We could go down to Big Daddy's and get us a burger basket. I remember it was never a dull moment standing on the counters because it was nothing to do, but we made the best of it just standing on the counters.
So what'd you think about when Darren Babcock said that he was going to open up a coffee house?
So I was amazingly shocked because this the hood. Like, we drank instant coffee in the hood.
Absolutely.
Or we go
we did.
down to the Big Daddy's or the T.E.C.H.E.S and we get us a cup of coffee.
Absolutely.
So the coffee house, it did numbers. It changed the mindset of a lot of people. Coffee, like,
Coffee.
yeah, and not instant coffee.
And do you think that his provoking of the coffee promoted and created coffee and conversation? Because instant coffee is just that, it's instant. But you guys opened a coffee house, from my understanding, that had Wi-Fi, that people who didn't look like us could come and visit with you all and work on their computers and work. And how did that shift, just seeing different people? Because historically, Bonton had one population of folk, and that was African Americans. And so what does the coffee house mean to you personally?
Personally, this is a family space, not just a family setting. It's a family space. I've seen so many families come through here and just fall in love with the fact that I can get coffee, I can get hot chocolate for the kids, but not just that. We can sit here and I can work. I can sit here and I can let the kids just roam and play, but I can drink coffee all day.
Have coffee.
Not just the coffee aspect. I've actually seen people start a career sitting here using the Wi-Fi.
Wow.
And so it made a difference.
You know, what I find interesting about here, when you think about that, it's not a coffee place where you come and go. It's a coffee house where you linger.
Yes.
People get to spend hours and hours here. And I have to give my own testimony. As Mark Jones, President and CEO of Bonton Farms, when I started, one of the things that Darren Babcock asked me to do is he asked me if I would help him. And I agreed to help. And in me agreeing to help, I needed to find out more about what all was going on here. And I wasn't very clear about what the message was, what the mission was. And he asked me to come and help him, and I asked him if I could spend some time with him. And that time began in this coffee shop. I spent a week with Darren Babcock, going to every meeting he went to, from board meetings to donor meetings, and it was life-changing for me. But it all originated in this coffee house that used to be somebody's house.
Yes, that's the lovely part about it. That's
People
that's the
lived
unique
here.
part about it.
People lived here,
Yeah.
they dwelled here prior to that. And he began to share the story with me about what happened and how, and actually bought the house from a family, one of the gentlemen who is now employed with us, Rigo. So I love coffee. I drink a cup of coffee every day. I really love our honey butter latte coffee. It is so important. We're actually going to be using North Texas Giving Day because we have to do a renovation on our coffee house. And we literally need the community's help. codes have changed at the city of Dallas. They've changed statewide. And we're not just doing a renovation just to be doing a renovation. We're doing it to create the standard to be in line with what the city is now saying. We've had some drawings done. We're preparing to meet the codes of what the city regulations are. And every person who believes, who's ever been to Bonton, whoever had a cup of coffee at Bonton, who's walked the farm, who Lanekka has given a tour to, I am asking you to make a donation North Texas Giving Day. I promise you, this is going to be the most dynamic coffee shop in the southern sector. You're going to be able to come and spend hours and hours here working on your Wi-Fi, enjoying a cup of coffee, spending time with Lanekka, understanding that this just represents a small segment of what we do. Lanekka, those stories that you tell people who come down here as one of the ambassadors, I've heard you time and time and time tell your story and your journey. I want you to tell a little bit how, if Bonton wasn't here, where do you think you'd be?
Ooh, that's a good question. Only God knows. I actually credit Bonton a lot for being in the position that I am, because I was on my last, a cat got 9 lives. I'm on my 8th one.
This is life number 8.
Yes, I'm on my 8th life. But I was able to come and feel some sense of belonging.
Okay.
And it just elevated me. Unlike everybody else, I had to finish knocking myself down, because at the end of the day, I'd be the one to build myself up. And I was able to build me a foundation here at Bonton, where it was more on the founders and the team that was there in the beginning. I think I put more on them than a lot.
Sure.
Because I literally was on my last leg. I didn't know if I was going, if I was coming. I had just lost my son. I had just lost my grandmother. But I knew one thing: when my grandmother leave, go ahead and dig my grave. And I was able to come here and, from that foundation, slowly but slowly, gradually, build myself back up. And that's why I'm here to tell this story. Like, I am proof of what Bonton Farms stand for, of what they can do. I will be the poster child from this day forward when it comes to this community, because it is surely a family, the community itself.
I can honestly, sincerely say that you are a bright spot here in our organization. The impact you bring, uniquely you, bringing you to the table. And I'm glad that you survived those other 8 lives. Because it's your testimony, it's your life. When we talk about our mission at Bonton, we talk about we don't just grow food, we grow people. This is not just about a farm. This is the way we lean into and develop human capital. And it takes the whole village, not just Bonton's village, but the village at large, to make an impact on a community that in 2012 seemed hopeless. And here we are, developing, growing, and bettering people's lives. We are only able to do that with the assistance of the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. You guys play an instrumental role in coming in our market, coming, having a cup of coffee in our coffee shop, coming, having a meal in our restaurant, coming to Soul Shine, coming down and allowing us to cater your meal, buying a gift box. We cannot survive without the support of the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex community at large. And I am so grateful that Darren Babcock, for whatever reason, got lost and believed he was supposed to move to Bonton because of the number of lives. Lanekka is just one life that he touched, but there are a number of other people who, in some cases, who've gone on, who've passed on, whose lives were touched by his effort at Bonton. So I want to thank you all for listening. Thank you for coming. Thank you for your support. know that we're merely trying to do a renovation at our coffee shop that we think is going to be, one, the best coffee in town, number two, the best experience in town, and we offer great people. And I think that one of the things that I heard Darren tell me early on is that when he moved to Bonton, with all of the issues that were going on in Bonton, he thought there was something wrong with the people of Bonton, only to find out that there was something wrong with the system. And all we're trying to do is eradicate and make the system better for everybody. Please, please, please help us. Thank you.